Most parents are not mature enough to raise a child without mentally damaging it. You know you are welcome when the host offers you the Wi-Fi password. Arms are really inconvenient when trying to find a comfy sleeping position. The sensation of having a hole in your sock is worse than not wearing socks at all. Lemonade is the only fruit drink where 100% juice is not desirable. If sunlight kills vampires, then they would die on most nights since moonlight is reflected sunlight. Dumbledore shows blatant and inappropriate favoritism for Gryffindor. Red heads don't get to go salt and pepper, their hair goes cinnamon sugar. If the insides of Kit Kats are made of crumbled up Kit Kats, then WTF was the first Kit Kat made of? A really good liar will have you believing they are a bad one. It's a good idea to wait 24 hours after eating to leave a food review. The word procrastinator implies that there are amateur crastinators. Normal, a spy whose cover has been compromised would not return to do the same operation again, yet Perry the platypus continues to do so. Your non-dominant hand is better groomed and maintained since you use your dominant hand to do the grooming. People are fascinated with cats and boxes, yet we all know that if we had a box of the same proportions we'd also climb inside. We are all NPCs in somebody else's game. You're constantly surrounded by music you can't hear when you're not listening to it thanks to radio waves. Dictionary shouldn't be in the dictionary. If you didn't know how it's spelt, it's there on the front. And if you didn't know what it meant, you wouldn't be looking for it in there. Nothing feels better than feeling slightly too warm in bed, taking your socks off and putting your feet on the cool blankets. Everyone has some TV show they put in just to feel comfortable. Not speaking up and remaining silent is seen as an endorsement, yet too many people demand silence if the view does not fit their own. Everything in the world is either ham or not ham. If any intelligent species after us comes to Earth and studies it, due to all the fossils we've dug up, they'll have limited to no understanding of our past. Each animal's expresses a different thing in slang. If someone tells some tall story, we call it ********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** say the beer tastes like horseshit, but not asterisk 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 asterisk. A ex who stalks you and slips into your DMs for the 24th time, sends threats to your mom, then ends up in jail for assaulting someone is called batshit insane. The mall ninja sword that broke after one swing is dogshit. Help me come up with more. Actually typed in the shower. Ninjas have covered all but eyes while Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have covered nothing but eyes. Everyone has their first Christmas before their first birthday. As children, most people in Western democracies are taught to romanticize the kings and lords of medieval Europe, but most of our ancestors would have been oppressed by these same rulers. In media and literature we're taught to identify with kings and knights and lords, but most of our ancestors would have been peasants and serfs with few rights, heavily exploited by the rulers of the day. The definition of paradise according to Guns N' Roses is a location with attractive women and normal color grass. Your vocal cords mess around with their own voice editing software during puberty. You start to breathe awkwardly once you start to think about breathing. If mankind eventually spreads throughout the galaxy, populating millions of worlds, then likely so will dogs. Some horror movies become comedies once you find a behind-the-scenes video, especially The Human Centipede 2. We know more useless facts than useful ones. The arrogance of the plastic bag that holds all of the other plastic bags is next level. All women hate when you generalize about them. Music in a car is 10x better than normal. A man crying is unfortunately sadder than a woman crying. People be apologizing when they sneeze but not when they are wrong. Were the dragons of medieval and ancient times just dinosaurs that survived but people didn't know what they were looking at? Thomas the Train is very likely from the Cars universe. Pickpockets have seen a drop in customers. The older we get, the more we appreciate silence. You know you're old when you start admiring the pattern that you made when mowing the lawn. Most parents' funny stories of their kids being bad kids are actually stories of them being bad parents. When someone in a group has farted, the prettiest one will be the last to be suspected. Even though there's a 1 in 6 chance of getting a number on a dice, getting a 6 is way more exciting than getting a 1. People who have to wear glasses just have bad graphics. Why else would everything be blurry? If one guy in a gorilla suit led to the Bigfoot myth, imagine if cosplayers existed in the 50s. You will probably never enter half the buildings in your city. Also, you probably won't visit even 1% of your country's buildings. It's honestly impressive how humans have managed to sexualize every single living being and object on Earth. Most save the planet cleanup efforts don't actually reduce the amount of trash on Earth. They just move it from land on which it is unacceptable to have trash to land on which it is acceptable. It's really good Batman doesn't have any moles or scars below his nose. Little Caesars doesn't have a Caesar salad option. V for Vendetta was slightly prophetic. Pig farmers don't make food. They transform a lot of food into pig ********, then salvage a little meat. People look more attractive with their face coverings on. There are probably tons of rainbows around us in the non-visible light spectrum, and we would have no idea. Almost every animal has the right to be a wild animal, except the human. If about 8 billion people died simultaneously, it wouldn't even be on the news and nobody would talk about it. Your brain is a water-cooled CPU. There are 2 ways to ruin a song, one is to dedicate it to someone else and the other one is to setting it up as the alarm tone. Crazy how dogs and cats just walk around with their ******* visible to everyone. You know a lot of other animals have the decency to keep their tail down, but dogs and cats, nope. Also my dog not only walks with his tail up, he sleeps with his tail raised too. So the view is 24/7. You need a CDL to drive a bus or a semi-truck, but you don't need anything but a driver's license to drive a giant camper. Most people who take a ****** actually leave one instead. Grandparents love their roles so much because it allows them to enjoy all the perks and joys of being a parent, minus the hardness of educating and reprimanding the children. It doesn't matter how smart you are, everyone you know is smarter than you in a certain subject. Having no pockets is better than having small pockets. If Apple sold an apple, how much would they sell it for and would people actually buy it since it's an Apple product? Your tongue makes your mouth feel a lot bigger than it actually is. Most happiness comes from dumb things. Mosquitoes are so pointless and annoying that we justify the existence of certain insects on how well they kill mosquitoes. Only when you get a blocked nose do you realize how much we take subconscious breathing for granted. Since they have no natural predators, manatees don't become aggressive, which makes you wonder if the same thing would happen in humans if we weren't predators to each other. The reason 2 + 2 = fish is because a school of fish is at least 4. Pets of celebrities have no idea that their owners are known by the entire world. Since ***** may be lighter than the air, farting can make you gain weight. We are surrounded by opposite sayings, proverbs that completely contradict each other. Too many cooks spoil the broth, the more the merrier. You are never too old to learn, you can't teach a old dog new tricks. Birds of a feather flock together, opposites attract. Wise men think alike, fools seldom differ. Pen is mightier than the sword, actions speak louder than words. Be content with what you have, always strive for more, to name a few.